the Street remains range-bound with a negative bias, with the Nifty below 25,700 mark, and broader indices are seeing a similar muted moves, while metals see robust trade. Most other sectors are lacking luster.
ICICI Lombard delivered strong premium growth and market share gains in Q3, but profitability took a hit due to higher claims costs and a one-time labour code impact. ICICI Prudential Life, meanwhile, saw brokerages turn constructive on the margins.
Infosys is expected to report a modest sequential revenue growth and largely stable margins, with constant currency growth slowing despite currency tailwinds. Investors will track commentary on tech spending, pricing pressure, and enterprise AI adoption.
Bharat Cooking Coal saw bumper demand, getting subscribed nearly 144 times on the final day. The issue attracted bids worth over 1.14 lakh crore and more than 90 lakh applications, making it one of the most widely participated IPOs ever.
Indian Railways may seek up to a 10% hike in capital outlay to nearly 2.85 lakh crore in FY27, with a sharp focus on safety, capacity expansion and private participation. Big ticket priorities include heavy funding for the covered train protection system, new rail tracks and station redevelopment.
Hello and welcome. You tune into Buy Now Sell Now. I'm Ankita Saxena. With me is Kavita Thaplayal. In the next 1 hour, we'll take all your stock specific questions and get them answered by our experts. The number is going to flash on your screens. You can keep sending in your stock specific question, the buying price, the holding period, and your question, and we'll get them answered by our experts there. The number is flashing on your screen, so keep sending in your questions. But quickly, before we get started with the show, let's take stock of how the market is shaping up at this juncture. Nifty, very flat moves coming in. It's just down 2%, 2 points, very flat as of now. 25,729 is where we are holding at. As far as Nifty Bank is concerned, that is also trading at around the lowest point of the day. It has picked up from there, though it has recovered from the lowest point of the day. It's up almost 84 points from the day's lows, trading with cuts of just 8 points. So very flat moves coming in on Nifty Bank as well. Broader in the end of the market, it is really the small caps that is in focus, because small caps, remember, yesterday was also doing better than the rest of the market. Today also, small caps are holding on to gains of 0.2%. The mid caps, again, very flat moves coming in with cuts of 0.07%. As far as the sectors are concerned, we have Nifty Metal that is shining away in trade, mid cap, and Nifty Energy that's doing well in trade. In fact, metals is trading up 2%. Vedanta, Hindustan Zinc, Hindustan Copper, Tata Steel, all of them are trading with gains of 4+%. Now remember, silver prices have also hit a record high. On the back of that, metals are shining in trade. Nifty Realty is on the back foot with cuts of more than 1+%. Largely, the market breadth looks tilted in the favor of declines. So that's how the market breadth is panning out. The texture of the market is on the weaker side today. But we will get started with the show. Kavita, we're joined now by Shahina Mukaddam, who's the independent analyst, and Ajit Mishra, SVP Research, Religare Broking, who's now joining us on the show.
Absolutely. Morning, both of you, and welcome to the show. And before we switch gears to our viewer-specific queries, just once again, this show is all about you. For our viewers, you can send across your questions. The number is flashing on the top of your screen. That's our WhatsApp number. Do send across your stock-specific queries. Write on the stock name, the price at which you've bought it, and the time frame you are looking at to hold the particular stock. We can give you a technical as well as fundamental view. That's a number 865-797-4571, where you can send across your questions. Back to our guest, and hi, welcome both of you. Good morning. And yes, the market is trying to go beyond 25,700. There is a slight recovery, but Ajit, technically, what are the important levels that you're looking at? And also, if I want to focus slightly on the broader market, mid cap and small cap, that is doing smarter than major indices. Any specific support out there?
Yeah, good morning, Kavita. Good morning, Ankita. So basically what we are seeing right now is more of consolidation after this recent decline, because after almost 6 days of a sharp correction from the record highs, we are seeing a bit of a consolidation. And yesterday it was the weekly expiry. Today we have Sensex expiries. It seems like a kind of a breather that we are seeing in the market. But are we completely out of woods? The answer is no, because until we decisively reclaim 25,900, 26,000 levels in the Nifty, there will be a risk of further correction. It's just that the market is trying to hold this 25,600 mark, which coincides with the 100 EMA, that is the medium term moving average. So it seems like this 300 point kind of a range is something that we are stuck in, 25,600, 25,900. The good part is that banking is showing strength amid all this correction. So that gives us hope that there could be a possibility of a rebound. Plus the heavyweights which were down and out completely, stock like Reliance, HDFC Bank, ITC, uh, they are also showing some sign of stability, but it's too early to say that we are set for a recovery. So amid all these mixed clues, the prudent approach is to maintain sell on rise until we decisively reclaim 26,000 mark in the Nifty, with 25,600 as an immediate support. But at the same time, stock-specific opportunities are there across sectors. Like Kavita, you've asked about mid-cap, small-cap. So yes, we are seeing a bit of a stability there too, but it's not a very decisive trend that we are seeing unfolding. It's just that after this recent slide in both broad indices, we are seeing kind of like a relief or a rebound. So again, one should not read much into this, especially for the small cap where the trend is still negative.
All right. So those are the levels to watch out for, and that is what we are looking at. But let's get started with the show and the questions that you have been sending to us. Let's take the first question that's coming in from Murli, who's writing in from Bangalore. He says that he's a regular viewer of ET Now. Thank you so much, Murli. His question is that he has Apollo Hospitals. He's bought it at a buying price of 7,550 rupees. He wants to know the outlook for the next 6 months, and he also has Power Grid at 352. What is the outlook for the next 6 to 12 months? Would you like to take this question on the technicals, Ajit? Since the time horizon is just for 6 months, Apollo Hospital and Power Grid?
Yeah, Ankita, so what we are seeing that after this phenomenal performance from the healthcare space, we are seeing marginal profit taking or a bit of a consolidation. The good part is that we are still holding the major averages on the long-term charts when it comes to the Apollo Hospital, and the 7,000 mark is currently acting as a very strong base. So since his view is 6 months, my recommendation is to stay put. In fact, a slightly deeper stop is something that I would recommend, considering that the higher highs, higher low structure will remain intact. So close to around 6750 is what we have as major support for Apollo Hospital. And upside around 8,000, the record high area is going to be the first resistance, and then we are in the uncharted territory. So you can keep on drilling the stop losses the moment we cross 8,000 mark in Apollo Hospital. Power Grid, we are still seeing struggle. So while some of these energy counters, they have seen decent rebound of late, Power Grid is still struggling below the major averages. So until we decisively cross this 280 hurdle, the sideways to negative tone might continue. So in the 6 month time horizon, I would recommend him to look for better, stocks like Coal India, or maybe you can consider Petronet also in this space for 3 to 6 months of kind of a time horizon.
All right, Coal India and Petronet in place of PFC. That's what is recommended. But then let's move on. We also have a caller online with us, Mr. Vikesh. Vikesh, hi, morning. You're calling from?
I'm calling from Bangalore. Thank you for having me.
Hi, thank you so much for sending us your question. Our experts can hear you. You can ask your queries.
Yeah. So I have a request to advise me on 2 stocks. One is NSDL, 300 quantity, which I bought 6 months back at a buy price of 1,300. And the second one is ACC, which I had bought at 2,600, 100 quantity 1.5 year back. My horizon of holding these stocks is like 2 years.
Okay.
Please advise me what is to be done to hold or to exit.
All right, sure. Shaina, I'll come to you. Any specific recommendation or advice?
See, in the shorter term, NSDL may consolidate a bit more, but I would believe that, in a volatile market where we are like, the market could get a bit weak depending on the global scenario, global political scenario. I would suggest that you continue holding NSDL also, hold it for the longer term. I would believe that the growth is likely to continue in the long term. Second stock that he has is the second one he was like, which was the stock? ACC. Yeah. So ACC, I believe that it's going to be merged into Adani, the Adani Cement, and it's going to be one consolidated group in the very near term future. So, and I think the ratio is also out and it is comparable. I would believe that the whole group has got a good, I would say the growth is going to be pretty good in cement over the next 1 to 2 years since he's got a 2 year horizon. I would suggest a hold in both of the stocks.
All right, so a hold call coming in. I hope your question was answered, and thank you so much for calling us. But we'll move on to the next question. This one's coming from Bharatwaj, who's writing in from Coimbatore. He says he has 600 shares of ITC at a buying price of 375 rupees. He wants to know if he can buy more, and he's looking to hold it for the next 2 to 4 years. Shaina, would you recommend an ITC? Because ITC has been under a lot of pressure, and of course, the tax issue that's hanging over, on the cigarette prices. ITC stock has been, downgraded by many brokerages also. Would that be a recommendation for the next 2 to 4 years? And is it the right time to get in because it has corrected considerably now?
Yeah, I would suggest that you can average ITC at current levels after the sharp correction. The correction has, in my view, factored in the impact that is going to come about in terms of the net impact of the increase in excise duty. Of course, there will be increasing prices, so we'll have to wait and watch and see what will be the impact on the volumes. But even on a net basis, I would still suggest that given the valuations in ITC, it is a good hold, good average even at current levels if you're looking at a 2 to 3 year holding period.
All right, that's a recommendation coming in ITC, but then it's time for a short break. And for all our viewers, just in case you have missed our WhatsApp number, we'll flash it once again before going on a short break, and post that, let's continue your question answer session.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Buy Now, Sell Now, where we're getting you all your stock-specific questions answered by our experts. And now it's time to take a caller. Thomas George is now joining us on the phone line. Hi, Mr. Thomas George. Thank you so much. And it's good to have you finally on the show. Tell us, what's your question?
Hello. My question is regarding the Ravi Wealth Management Services. Their Q3 results seem to be very good, and the promoters have got a very good track record, and they are in a sunrise tree. Why cannot say?
All right. Your voice is cracking, Mr. Thomas George, but I believe your question is on Devyani International. That's your question, right?
Yeah, I have a question on Devyani International also. I am holding 500 shares of Devyani International. And I hold on this for sell off in this larger.
Mr. George, I'll take over your question since your audio is a little patchy. Your first question is on Devyani International. Shaina, let me come to you for Devyani International. He's bought it at a buying price of 150. Clearly, he's sitting at a loss right now. And Devyani International has already corrected quite a bit, like 21% correction in the last 6 months. And now with this entire merger with Devyani International, what do you see on the cards for Devyani International? It's a merger with Sapphire Foods. What is on the cards for Devyani International, say, for the next 1 or 2 years?
I think, once the merger takes place, which has already been announced, and the ratio has been announced, it is positive for Devyani. And once Sapphire Foods is integrated into Devyani, I would say that, as a consolidated unit with more than 3,000 stores, the combined entity will operate. I think the prospects are good. We are seeing some bit of consolidation as of now. But I would also believe that with inflation coming down, and food prices also correcting further or remaining stable, Devyani should be able to do pretty well over the next 2 to 3 years. So I would say, given the fact that the consolidation is positive, you could continue to hold.
All right, so that's the view on Devyani International. But the second stock that he's holding is Shaina, Anand Rathi is what he's holding. And he's bought it at a current market price. He wants to know the prospects for Anand Rathi for the long term. Now, we did see Anand Rathi come out with its numbers yesterday, and it was a strong set that Anand Rathi posted. For the next 1 year, what do you see for Anand Rathi?
Yeah, Anand Rathi in the wealth management space is doing pretty well for itself. So I would believe that that is one stock that you could actually even average at the corrections that we are seeing now, because in terms of the overall potential over the next 3 odd years, I think that's pretty good. So he's in both the decent stocks, and you can hold both of them for the longer term.
All right, it's a hold on both of the counters because it's a long-term buy as well. But then let's move on, and there's one more long-term question. Surprisingly, a lot of long-term questions coming in. Shaina, I'll come to you. This is on sedulity, and this is Mr. Ram from Bangalore, and he has bought it. The average price is 56. 3 years view is what he's looking at this particular counter. He's got almost 2,000 quantity.
Yeah, so they are mostly focused on the US market. So while I would say the prospects are good in terms of valuation, it is a bit expensive, and I'm really not too sure, what would be the taxation changes that are going to come about, and also how the US market will fare for Indian companies. So having said that, I would say that uh, if you're a short-term investor, you could sort of take half your profits and hold the rest for the long term. Otherwise, if you're a long-term investor, I think they're in a good small cap space, mid cap space, and that looks good for the longer term.
All right, so that's the word coming on Sagility India. But with that, it's time for a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more stocks on the other side.
Railtel is in focus after the Bihar Education Project Council cancelled 3 large digital infrastructure orders, citing unavoidable reasons. These were the biggest ever Bihar education wins and raises concern over near-term execution visibility.
The World Bank remains bullish on India's growth outlook, projecting GDP growth of 7.2% in FY26 and a 6.5% in FY27. It expects fiscal consolidation to continue, public debt ratio to ease gradually, and strong domestic demand to offset the impact of global trade pressures.
Trump has launched a fresh attack on Powell, calling him incompetent or crooked and declaring that jerk will be gone soon. The remarks come as Trump's Justice Department probes cost overruns at the Fed, stoking fears over central bank independence.
Welcome back. We tune in to Buy Now Sell Now. I'm Ankita, and with me is Kavita, and we're getting all our stock-specific questions answered. Let's resume with all the questions that you have been sending to us. Now, remember, the number is still flashing on top of your screens, so you can keep sending your questions in. But we had Ajit and Shaina, both of them joining back. Let's take the next question that's coming in. This is Balakrishna Hegde who's writing in from Udupi. He says he's bought Wipro at a buying price of 323. He wants to know what should he do, and he's also bought Emphasis at a buying price of 3,230. What should he do with these two counters, Wipro and Emphasis? So for Wipro, he's already sitting at a loss of, both the IT counters. Ajit, let me come to you. I believe this is, he wants to know if he can hold it or he can sell it at this rate. For the next 6 months, what do you see? Do you see him recovering his losses, or should he sell? Ajit, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. So basically, what we are seeing that bit of a kind of a like a consolidation which is undergoing for most of these IT names, and within the large cap IT name, HCL Tech is leading from the front. So he can consider switching from Wipro to HCL Tech and hold for the next 6 months. And same hold true for Emphasis, though it's holding strong around the previous swing highs, but I feel that Persistent looks comparatively stronger. So he can consider switching to Persistent from Emphasis. So both these counters looks likely to outperform once we see the stability and in fact the fresh surge in the IT pack in next 3 to 6 months.
All right, that's a recommendation coming in from you, Ajit. But then, Ajit, I know you have a hard stop at 11:30. But before I let you go, there's our viewer Amar who wants a recommendation: defense stocks or fresh entry in BSE.
So defense stocks selectively, yes, you can still consider BEL because if you see that there was hardly any price-wise correction, the stock has been consolidating in a range, and so let's say with a 3 to 6 month kind of a time horizon, I'll not be surprised if we retest 460, 470 mark with strong base at 400. BSE definitely looks encouraging too, means after this marginal consolidation, and again we are hearing about the NSE IPO also, there's a fresh buzz. So on that basis also we expect this momentum to further extend, and above 3000 mark, 3400, something that the stock might test. So with stop at 2550, one can continue to look at BSE also for fresh longs.
All right, on that note, Ajit, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us and answering all our stock questions. We'll let you go on that note, but we are joined by Rupak Dey, who's a senior technical analyst, LKP Securities, who's now joining us. Hi, good afternoon, Rupak, and thank you so much for joining us today. Well, let's get going with all the questions that have been coming in now. This is Mali, who's writing in from Hyderabad. Okay, so this one's coming from Neelam from Jaipur. Aadhar Housing Finance is what she holds at a buying price of 315 rupees. She wants to know what is the target for the next 1 to 3 months. Rupak, target is 1 to 3 months. The average buying price is 315 rupees. She's sitting at a profit. What should she do? Should she book out or should she wait longer?
So definitely she's sitting on a profit, and the stock has recently slipped below its important moving average. So buying around the stock is not there. I think selling pressure might increase once the stock falls below 470. So I would suggest to hold the stock with a stop loss of 470. If the stock falls below that, book at least partial profit and hold the rest.
470 is the stop that's recommended. Let's move on, and Shaina, I'll come to you. This is Sudha from Baroda, and her query is on Bajaj Housing Finance. 131 is the price at which she bought it, and what's the time frame recommended by you, and also how can she average more? That is also a question.
See, basically, Bajaj Housing Finance in terms of valuation compared to the other housing finance companies is quite expensive. So I would not recommend averaging at current levels. In fact, I would say that if she's got a long-term, perspective, she can continue to hold because the parent group is very strong. But otherwise, if her holding is just about a year, then I would suggest that she can switch. She can switch to something like a Hoodco where the valuations are much more attractive, or even a PNB housing.
All right, so that's the word coming in. Let's move on to the next one then. Chandrasekharan is writing from Chennai. Now, Chandrasekharan says that he holds Tanla platform, 100 shares at a buying price of 1,220 rupees. He wants to know if he can average with at the current price or wait for more correction. Wants to hold it for the next 1 year. Rupak, let me come to you for this. Tanla platforms, 1,220 is his buying price. Should he wait for more correction to average in? What would be your suggestion? He's already sitting at a loss here. What would be your suggestion, to cut his loss or to average in?
So the stock has been falling since so many months, and for the last few weeks also the stock has been falling with a lower top, lower bottom formation. So the sentiment around the stock is not good. I think this is a stock which should not be averaged out. I think she should place a stop loss below 470. If below 470, she should exit some of its position.
All right, Rupak, I'll once again come to you. There's a question from Vijaya Kirti from Chennai, and he's bought Inox Wind and SBI. So wants to know the right price to invest in Inox Wind, and whether any further run-up in SBI. He's in profit right now in SBI and is asking if it's the right time to book profits there. Rupak?
So for SBI, I would recommend to. Was the question for me?
Yes, it's for you. Please go on.
So the chart of SBI is looking excellent for the medium term holding. I think it's a very good price from here, expect a significant rally to continue over the short to medium term. 1,100, 1,150 should be the next short to medium term targets. For SBI, even on dips, one can initiate long position if somebody is not holding the stock. So it's a very good stock. Chart pattern is excellent for the short to medium term. Currently, I would recommend to hold the stock with a stop loss of 1,000 rupees for a target of 1100 and 1150.
All right. Okay. So those are the words coming in on SBI. But let's move on to the next question. This one's coming from Ekam Baria from Hyderabad. He's a senior citizen. He says that he holds 50 shares of Indian Hotels at a buying price of 710 rupees. Is this the right time to slowly start averaging? He also holds Coal India, 200 shares at a buying price of 390 rupees for the last 1 year. Do you suggest I should book profit and invest the same in Tata Power? Shaina, let me come to you for this one. Indian Hotels, his buying price is 710 rupees. He's clearly sitting at a loss. What is your view for the next 1 year on Indian Hotels and Coal India that he's bought at 390 rupees, especially with now the IPO coming in? What would be your view?
See, both the stocks have consolidated a bit for some time, but because valuations, especially for Indian hotels, is a bit expensive. But I think from here on, it makes sense to continue to hold because the rupee depreciation is definitely going to help Indian hotels. So I would say hold it for a target of somewhere close to about 750. And Coal India, I would say that it is a good dividend play. And while no money is going to come with the issue that has come off its subsidiary, some it's not going to make too much of a difference. But I would say that you can continue to hold Coal India also because the budget that is going to come about is going to focus and give a lot of new impetus to miners, and Coal India will benefit from certain provisions that could come in the budget. So I would say hold both the stocks.
All right, so it's a hold on both of these names. But then, Rupak, this is a question from Mr. Saju from Kerala, and it's on RVNL. Bought 600 shares of RVNL at 460. Short-term hold, what can be the targets with a stop loss that you might want to recommend?
So the short-term target might be 350 to 360. The stock has witnessed a correction. Then it is in a process of recovery. So it should be a recovery play. And on the lower end, 320 should be a stop loss. Below that, the stock might fall into declines.
All right, so that's the view coming in on RVNL. Let's move on to the next question. This is Shrikant, who's writing in from Hyderabad. He has 100 shares of Paytm at an average price of 1,376. He wants to know if he can hold or exit after it reaches his buying price and buy at a lower level. Rupak, let me pose this question to you. Paytm, he's bought it at 1,376. Should he exit once he touches the buying price and buy it lower? What would be your view?
So I think the stock looks good, although there is no significant momentum building around the stock. But lately, I can see the stock is not seeing so much of selling pressure. So sellers are getting on the sidelines, and the stock is getting ready for a rally towards 1400. So it's a hold at the current level with a stop loss of 1270.
All right, 1270 is the stop, and with that, it's a hold on that counter as well. Shaina, okay, this is a question from Shaurya, and it's on CAMS. He just wants to know that will it be a good buy right now?
You can buy it because, of course, with the expansion in the capital markets, CAMS definitely, and the IPOs, this huge number of IPOs that are coming about. Yeah, you can buy it. I would say that it's better if you want to buy it at dips because I would see a bit of consolidation for some time. Better you buy it somewhere close to about 700, and then you could look at a target of about 780 if you're holding it for a period of about a year and a half. So please buy it on dips, not at current levels.
All right, hold at current levels and buy it on dips. That's the word coming in on CAMS. But the next question is coming from Harendra Nath from Chennai. He's a long-term investor. He has a question on Som Distilleries. He has 280 shares at a buying price of 116 rupees. He wants to know if he can continue and accumulate further. Shahina, Som Distilleries, what's your view, long-term view on this?
I would say that, the negative news that had come earlier in the year saw that huge correction that we saw in the price. After that, I think in terms of valuation, if you compare it with the other alcohol beverage stocks, valuations are pretty attractive. So I would say continue to hold. It may take some time for the stock to give you a good rebound, but I don't see too much of downside from here. The consolidation could be there. Still, you could keep a stop loss close to about 95, and you could look for a target of about 130 over the next 1 to 2 years.
All right. Again, Srinivas's question. He's a long-term investor. Sheila Foam is something that he's holding on to, 1,200, and Sula also. Shaina, both of these questions for the stocks to you. 450 is the buy price of Sula, and he's in big loss in both of them.
I'm not too positive on either of them. For holding Sula Vineyards, the numbers have been coming, I mean, pretty disappointing if you saw the first half. I don't see any change happening over the next half of the year. The competition is pretty intensive, and they are in a capex phase where they're planning to buy certain brands to expand their product portfolio. So I would say that, and also for Sheila, I believe the stock is going through a corrective phase. It has corrected a lot over the last couple of, I would say, weeks, months, and I don't know at what price it is going to actually give you that reversal. I wouldn't take that risk, so I would switch from both of them.
All right. Well, with that, it's time for a quick break. We'll come back and get all your questions answered on the other side. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now, and it's time to last round of questions coming in from our viewers. Rupak and China, both our experts are connected with us, and I'll come to you. All right, before that, let's just note down the number. That's our WhatsApp number. Just in case you haven't yet sent across your questions, you can do that on this WhatsApp number. Write as the stock name, the price at which you've bought it, and the time frame that you're looking at to stay invested in that particular counter. Let's move on. And this is a question on ICICI Pro AMC. Let me just come to both of you for this question because this is Mr. Puneet Saxena from Ghaziabad who wants to hold it for just 3 months and is really confused. He's got 100 quantity and wants to understand the trajectory. If it is better, then he might just want to extend the time frame as well. So Shaina, I'll come to you first. Your take fundamentally.
Well, fundamentally, it looks like a good stock to hold. The results just came out and they were pretty decent. Their profit growth was about 20%. And I would say that they have shown an all-round improvement. The VNB margins also, the VNB also was higher. So I would say you can continue to hold ICICI Prudential for the long term.
Continue to hold for the long term. Rupak, not much on the charts, but then anything that you want to recommend?
On charts, it's looking very good. I think the chart setup looks like a high top, high bottom formations for the last 3 months. So it's a very good stock to hold on technical basis also.
All right, so positive view coming in on ICICI Prudential on the technicals and the fundamentals. But let's move on to the next question. This is GR Rao who's writing from Trichy. He says that he's a senior citizen and he wants to know about a couple of stocks. Actually, he's given a lot of stocks here. He's given Tata Steel, SBI, RIL, BEL. Given the geopolitical situation, is it advisable to hold them or book profits or re-enter when the situation improves? Holding time is not a constraint. China, let me come to you for this one. Tata Steel, SBI, RIL and BEL. What would be your view on these stocks?
Yeah, so he's holding good stocks.
Yeah.
I would say all the 4 stocks look good for a long-term holding. And see, if the market corrects, all the stocks will correct. But I think all the 4 stocks are good. Tata Steel is likely to do much better now. They are growing well. And steel prices are moving up because of increased in demand. RIL with the demerger of Geo, over the next 1 year, I would say that is a positive. SBI is looking pretty good in valuation. It is one of the best, and it is a large PSU. Price to book is very attractive for SBI, so you can continue to hold SBI. And BEL, with defense, I think the orders that they are likely to get further. They have got a huge amount of orders. I would believe it's already about 74,000 crores, and which is a multiple times their current turnover. So it's just that as the execution improves, I think BL should do much better going forward. So he can hold all the four. I don't see any reason that he should sell unless he needs some money or he wants to take little bit of profits in any of them. But otherwise, it's a good portfolio.
All right, that's the investment advice and all of these counters. Now, Shaina, one more long-term question. This is our regular viewer, Ignatius from Kolkata. Kotak Mahindra Bank adjusted price after the split is 421. And what's the outlook for 2 years?
Yeah, so Kotak Mahindra is, of course, one of the better stocks in the private sector to hold. And after the other split has just happened, and I would say that it's a decent stock to hold for the longer term. The growth is likely to be there across their verticals, so continue to hold. And in terms of the interest, we are at a stage where I think the interest rates should start coming off over the next 1 year, which actually should be positive for the bank. So I would say continue to hold it.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Kotak Mahindra Bank. But let's move on to the next question. And this is coming from K. Guru from Chennai. He says, can he accumulate Dixon Tech at the current price for a period of 2 years? So, Shaina, I'll come to you again. Dixon Tech, fundamentally a good stock, but the valuation concerns have been there, but it has corrected fair bit. Is it still expensive to get into Dixon Tech, or what should he do?
Yeah, so I was negative on Dixon Tech in terms of valuation for a very long time, almost I think 2 years. But now, while the valuations are still expensive, it's not become cheap. And also the growth that the management has been talking about has now been tempered a bit. But at current levels, I would say you can start investing in bits. Like, I wouldn't say just go out and buy, but I would say it will consolidate for some more time, maybe a couple of quarters, till valuations become attractive. So I wouldn't say valuations are attractive, but I say they're becoming a bit more fair. So I would start accumulating more like a SIP type of basis.
Rupak, any tech check on the same counter?
Yeah, definitely he can start accumulating the stock, but he needs to have that appetite till the stock comes down to 8,900, where the 200 weeks moving average lying. So the averaging should be in a very slow process.
All right, so that's the tech check and the fundamental view on Dixon Tech. But let's move on to the next question. This one's coming from Vekat Ramani, who's writing in from Bangalore. He says he has shares of Yes Bank. He's bought it at 14 rupees per share. He wants to know whether he should buy more, hold or sell for a period of 12 months. Shaina, Yes Bank, what's your view? He's bought it at 14 rupees. He's made his profit. Should he really book his profits, or should he wait for a period of 1 more year?
I would say you should wait for a period of 1 more year. Basically, after Sumitomo, Japan-based bank has actually taken stake, I would believe that the money that they're going to bring in will drive further growth. He's gotten at a good price, so I would say you continue to hold. I would say at least keep a target of about 25 rupees. Maybe you can keep a stop loss of close to about 19 or 20 rupees and then hold it for the longer term, but hold it for a year.
All right, hold it for a year. 19 to 20 rupees can be the stop loss in Yes Bank as per Shaina. But then let's move on. And Rupak, a question on Jupiter Wagon. Before budget, can this be bought at the current rate? This is Mr. Subrata Mukherjee from Kolkata. Rupak.
Can be held with a stop loss of, let's say, 288. I think there is a strong support at 288. And if the support of 288 to 90 is not broken decisively, then there is a chance that the stock might move towards 400 in the short term.
All right, so that was the final question for the day, Rupak and Shaina. Thank you so much for taking the time out and answering all those questions. We'll let you go on that note. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Kavita and I will take your leave. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep writing to us. We'll take your questions tomorrow and get them answered by our experts. For now, it's a goodbye.